The clock tower. In the central part of the panel is the plan of the different clock tower floors and the panel key. On the right side is the front and the side elevation, while on the left the essential historical information of the building. The tower. The clock tower is located on the corner of Via Roma and Via Vittorio Veneto, with the main front facing Piazza Roma, the square. It is divided into 4 levels: the base, slightly sloping, the tower, the clock room, and the bell arch. Nowadays, the tower is accessed through a side entrance connected to an atrium and a staircase adjacent to the building. The original doorway, now bricked up, consisted of an arched opening placed on the front and surmounted by a crest, which can be probably attributed to the Goffreda family. The crest shows in the middle an artichoke flanked by 2 supporting lions. On top of it, a crown and a helmet with a closed visor looking frontwise. An inscription, no longer visible, almost certainly showed the motto of the noble family. The same crest, although in a different style, can be found on the facade of the historic building located in Via Greci, a few meters away from the Civic Tower. The body of the tower is externally decorated with simple flat frames. The interior houses the space where the weights slide up and down. It goes from the base to the clock room. The clock room was built facing the square in order to obtain greater visibility. Outside, you can see the clock face with Roman numerals, while the interior houses the clock mechanisms. On top of the building, the bell arch with 2 bells. It has 2 lateral volutes in Lecce stone. On the arch, a lowered cymatium with a metal weather vane representing Saint Rocco. The building of a clock tower was, for towns and citizens, synonym for wealth and economic promotion. And various communities competed for its realization, despite the high costs. From a stylistic point of view, there are similarities with civic towers located in neighboring towns, such as those in Monteroni, Galatone, and Gallipoli. The history of the tower. Leverano had a building used as a public clock already in the first half of the 17th century, at the time of the illustrious Girolamo Marciano, mayor of Leverano. Documents certify that in 1870 the restoration of the ruined tower, as well as the purchasing of bells and clock mechanism, was possible thanks to the municipal resources. From historical researches and from the analysis of the different masonry construction techniques, it is clear that the tower, the clock room, and the bell arch were newly built on the already existing base, datable between the end of the 16th and the first half of the 17th century. The clock mechanism is one of the very few examples left of its kind, as it requires manual work for its daily crank charging. It was made of hand-wrought iron with brass pieces, almost certainly by the Caccialupi company from Naples. Its mechanism is based on a system known since 1300s, defined as verge and foliot clock escapement. It consists of a verge with two pallets, a toothed wheel called the crown wheel, and a counterweight system. The movement is adjusted according to intervals of hours and quarters. The mechanism operates a lever that activates the chimes on the corresponding bells. The 19th century bells were removed during the Second World War and donated to the homeland. The current ones were purchased in 1947 from the Giustozzi company based in Trani. The clock tower represents the emblem of the public life in Leverano. Over the course of history, symbols such as the fascist writing Dux or the memorial plaque for those who died in the war were also placed on its front.